The 911 recording remains one of the most chilling sounds in criminal history. Two brothers, Lyle and Eric Menendez, screaming hysterically into the receiver, reporting that they had just found their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, decimated in their living room. But behind those manufactured tears lay a dark, calculated truth that would tear apart the facade of the American dream. It wasn't a professional hit, as the police first assumed. It was a cold-blooded execution carried out by the very people who were supposed to inherit the kingdom. This wasn't just a murder. It was a brutal ending to a family life defined by absolute control, extreme wealth, and a hidden psychological pressure cooker that finally exploded on the night of August 20th, 1989. To understand why two young men who had everything, money, social status, and a bright future would pick up a Mossberg 12-gauge shotgun and fire it at their own mother and father, we have to look past the surface. Jose Menendez, a Cuban immigrant who climbed the corporate ladder to become a Hollywood mogul, was not just a father. He was an iron-fisted ruler. His obsession with excellence, perfection, and his cold demand for his sons to achieve greatness at any cost created a suffocating environment. He was a man who allegedly measured his sons' worth by their tennis rankings and their performance in the corporate world. Was this pressure a form of abuse, or was it just high expectations gone wrong? Psychologists who studied the case later argued that the brothers were living in a golden cage, where the golden bars were the millions of dollars, and the lock was their father's ruthless expectations. On that night, the brothers didn't just kill their parents. They attempted to rewrite their entire reality. After committing the horrific act, they didn't go into mourning. Instead, they embarked on a reckless, high-speed spending spree that still baffles criminologists today. Within months, Lyle bought a restaurant, started wearing Rolex watches, and drove a Porsche. Eric hired a private tennis coach for thousands of dollars a month, aiming to go professional. They were living the high life on the blood money of their parents. But why? Was it purely greed, or was it a desperate, manic attempt to escape the reality of what they had done? It was this very recklessness, this inability to act the part of grieving sons, that eventually caught the attention of the FBI and led them to the brothers' private psychologist, Dr. Jerome Azil. It was here, in the therapist's office, that the brothers ultimately confessed their darkest secret, believing the sessions were confidential. They had no idea they were walking straight into a legal trap. The trial that followed became a spectacle. The defense team presented a theory that shocked the court. They claimed the brothers were not murderers, but victims of years of sexual, emotional, and physical abuse. They painted a picture of a household where the father was a monster and the mother was an enabler. The public was instantly polarized. One side saw the brothers as cold-blooded killers who fabricated a story of abuse to escape life in prison for their greed. The other side saw them as two boys pushed to the absolute brink of human endurance. The prosecution, however, cut through the noise, playing the recordings where the brothers discussed their plans and motives with terrifying coldness. The jury didn't buy the self-defense narrative. Both were convicted of first-degree murder. Now, I want to turn this over to you. As we look at the psychological profile of the Menendez brothers, their defense of long-term abuse, and the undeniable greed they displayed, immediately after the murders, a massive question remains. Do you believe that the extreme pressure and reported abuse in that mansion justify their actions? Or was this a calculated sociopathic choice made solely to secure their inheritance? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.